Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is your tropical update for June 27th. We're currently watching two Invest areas, Invest 94L located north of Honduras at the moment, and Invest 95L open over the central Atlantic. Uh, right now, a lot of areas to highlight in terms of who might get risks. We won't talk a whole lot about Invest 94L mainly because it has a low chance of formation designated by that yellow color. Again, north of Honduras is where we're looking at the moment. Low risk of flooding mainly towards Belize, and then a slight risk once we get to Mexico. In general, this is mainly a rainmaker. It is not likely to develop into a tropical cyclone. We'll just touch on that briefly here in a second. But that's really all we're going to talk about. And the main event, though, is going to be Invest 95L located over the central Atlantic, already perhaps having a broad circulation in all directions. However, it's not concentrated enough at this point in time. As a result, we've issued a moderate impact risk to portions of the Lesser Antilles, and that kind of goes outward. Originally, I was going to issue a high risk, but I went against that due to still some model variability associated with the system, and perhaps even some models would warrant significant risks with this storm. Again, mainly due to rainfall and also winds. We could potentially have our first hurricane on our hands, perhaps even a Category 2 or greater hurricane. And so that's definitely something that we'll keep an eye on over the next few days to see if this impact risk needs to increase. And if this develops quickly, then likely that risk will also have to increase quickly. Again, effects due to this system possible as far west as Jamaica at this point in time. Again, this is for the next 7 days or so. We could see a bit more of a northerly track, and that could make things a bit more interesting. Talk about that here in a second. Here's Invest 94L. As you can see, a good amount of precipitation associated with this system as it moves over the Yucatan Peninsula and then into the southern Gulf of Mexico. National Hurricane Center only giving a 30% chance of formation within the next 7 days. We aren't going to spend any time on that because, to be honest, it's not the main event. Here's Invest 95L. As you can see, looks pretty healthy for a tropical wave in June over the central Atlantic. And as a result, it actually has unusually favorable conditions. Right now, I'm going to guesstimate where the center of the storm passes, we could see up to a foot of rain and winds to 75. Again, like I said, I was going to bump that higher, perhaps into the high end Category 2 hurricane type range. We're talking 100, 110 miles an hour. I went against that. At least for this first update, again, we'll see how things change, but I decided to go a little more conservative with our approach here, and instead of fear mongering and whatever else. We aren't into that on this channel. But again, we do want to watch the system very carefully because it has a high chance of development, and many models are showing at least a tropical storm, if not perhaps even a hurricane, making its way into the Caribbean Sea. And then from the Caribbean Sea, who knows what happens. Oh, again, we could be talking about this storm for the next several weeks. So we'll continue to monitor it. I'll keep you guys updated as I can. That's all for now. Chris Dixon, InfoWeather Media.